That left one more round at Silverstone, the last fling for the Class A Ford RS 500s before the competition goes wholly 2-litre next year. For the last time, Gravett headed the thundering Ford charge down to the first corner. But a few yards behind, the 2-litre cars were emphasising once again the level of competition we're in for next year. John Cleland sliding in front of Frank Sittner, and on board with Sittner, flanked by Cleland on the left and Jeff Allam on the right. Frantic action around Maggots and Beckett's, from which the bold Cleland, going outrageously wide, emerges the worst. But it only took the length of the club straight to be back up with Sittner and Allam, and then the door banging started all over again around Brooklands and Bridge Bend. In theory, this is what we're in for next year via the involvement of half a dozen or more of the sport's top manufacturers. But at Silverstone, Cleland was hounding Allam into a mistake. Allam on the grass at Copse, Cleland follows him, but keeps the momentum going to take the lead, only to be challenged within a couple of more laps by the class champion Sittner. Sittner sweeps ahead, but doesn't get away from Cleland, who's back in front a couple of corners later. Two fierce rivals from the past season. They almost came to blows after the Birmingham round, and they have a great respect for each other. And Sittner mounted a final challenge on the last few corners of the championship.
I had a go on the last lap in front of the BRDC clubhouse and the grandstand, and I went as far as you can go. It was a perfectly good overtaking manoeuvre. John retaliated in all the correct ways. He knows exactly what he's doing, and I could easily have got through. It was worth a try.
Sums up a very good year, and a very good year in the inaugural 2-litre championship. How much have you enjoyed it in general?
Well, of what you've just said, there's no doubt about that. Again, it just proves what a good formula it is. It's been fantastically enjoyable. It's really very frustrating now. I'd just like to go back out there and run that race all over again. That's how exciting it is.
That's the future, but the Ford Sierras were also showing how exciting they could be in their final Class A championship appearance. This is Tim Harvey and Graham Good fiercely contesting third place. Side by side they battled it out. Contact that would rip out Harvey's tyre valve and give Graham Good his top 3 finish. But at this point it's Harvey in front, heading for a puncture and a pit stop. And it was appropriate that up front Rob Gravett and Andy Rouse should contest the final unrestricted Sierra battle. Gravett behind. Tim Harvey by this point has made his pit stop and rejoined as a back marker. But Gravett is set for his 9th win of the season thanks to a bold overtaking manoeuvre at Brooklands. Outstanding championship success for Gravett and his Trackstar team, plagued by a shortage of backing for much of the season, but never suffering from a shortage of determination.
It's been a long season and it hasn't been easy. The other guys, they're very, very quick. Andy doesn't give any way, Tim doesn't give any way, and it's, it's good. It makes good TV, I think.
Yeah. Now the championship goes into a new era, and presumably Trackstar goes into that new era with the championship.
That's right. We're going into a 2-litre championship now, which I think will be good because the car that crosses the line, in theory, will be the car that could win the championship. We're looking at a number of manufacturers now, and by the end of this month, hopefully, we'll have come up with a manufacturer that we think that can win, and then we have to go into a fairly large, intensive development program. But hopefully, for March next year, then we'll be back with a competitive car. I want to be at the front if I can.
The final standings of the 1990 Esso British Touring Car Championship, a transition year towards that 2-litre formula, and next year more manufacturers and heightened competition, a very exciting prospect for British saloon car racing.